just hard work is the biggest one. When you mentioned the other day, it's obviously mental health type podcast as well. And I was trying to think of how I keep myself sane, but I think it's just that in my head, I know no matter what, I'm going to turn up to work and work hard, and I've accepted that, and I enjoy that. So I feel like I never worry too much, because I feel like no matter what, I've always can fall back on my hard work. Even if I got sacked from footy or footy ended, I have no stress over any of that stuff, because I feel like my work ethic, I'll be fine in life regardless.
Victor Radley, how are you, brother?
Good, mate. Good.
Mate, welcome to the Goldie. How good?
I know, holidays have just started.
Mate, how's the last couple of weeks been? You've obviously been on the road over in England, the Samoa Games. How was all that?
Yeah, it was good. Mate, so much fun, those tours.
Yeah.
Any tours all the time. It was a bit tough being away from family this year, but honestly, it's I'm already looking back so fondly on it. It was good. We got 2 wins as well, so made it all worth our while. But good fun. English lads are good crack.
That's so, because what were you over there? You had like a good couple of weeks, yeah?
I was there for a month altogether. It was a day off a month, but I probably shouldn't say this on here, but I probably could have gone over 2 weeks later. Just don't want to tell Taylor that.
Yeah, really.
But I had to go and get over the jet lag. I needed about 10 days to get over the jet lag before camp started.
Just straight into it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Is it, are all the boys there as well? Like, is that because I imagine there's probably like a little bit of team bonding, get everyone together at the start?
We had 2 sessions like the first week, like the blokes that weren't in the finals or needed to do some training. So we had 2 sessions, but then everyone was kind of staying at home. So I was just back in Sheffield with my mates and family for the first probably 10 days.
Yeah.
When I watched Sheffield Wednesday play, I watched Leeds United play, and just played some golf, plenty of beers, and just got over the jet lag. Really.
Man, we did the same thing because we went over to England with the RPA.
I've seen that.
Catch up with the old boys over there, and that was the same thing. Like when we got there, we're like, oh well, let's try and go out just to try and like get over the jet lag.
You have to.
But then we went a little bit too late, and we went into the next day, man. That's what we learned though.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, but you have to get on the piss. So many people can tell you other things, because I come home the other probably 4 days ago, and then same thing. I was like, I'll get nice and healthy to get home back in Gold Coast. I might try train. I still haven't got over the jet lag. I should have just went to the Kira Hotel, got leathered, and just rattled the body and just got back into the time zone.
But mate, it's hard when it's such a beautiful place, bro.
Yeah.
Like we just had a little swim and a little coffee at Palmy Surf Club, one of the great surf clubs of all time. Like we've had a couple of beers there, which is also nice.
Yeah, it's some place to live up here, I tell you.
What was the highlight over there?
Mate, it's always the games. I think you'd know what it's like. Being away from family, then we train pretty hard during the week, and then we go out there with a new bunch of boys and you win, and like the English team song and the atmosphere in the sheds, that's the best. That's the only thing I play for, to be honest. It's that feeling then, and like I'm getting like I got that feeling a little bit now. Talking about it, but that's why I play that exact moment there, and then we get on the bus back to the hotel and we go for a beer. That's the reason I wanted to go over there and to represent England and for that feeling. So that's why it was really important to get the win, get the 2 wins, and then make the trip really worthwhile. So that was a highlight for sure.
Mate, that's so cool. Run me through the decision to play for England, because that's obviously a topic of conversation. Your old boy's from England?
Right? Yeah, he's from England. He came over here when he was 20-something, young, like early 20s. He's from in between Sheffield and Barnsley, but I don't know. I just had that World Cup year. I just had this feeling in my stomach. I can't really explain it. But I was 18th man for an Origin when we went to Perth, and then I thought, once I'm in that mix, I'll know for sure that I would love to play for Origin one day. And then when that finished, I still had a feeling that I wanted to play for England. So I said, oh well, that's the feeling I've got. I just wanted to run with my stomach, and then I did that, and we've had 3 tours now, and I've loved every minute of it.
Gotcha.
I'm stoked with my decision. Yeah.
Is there? Can you go back, or is it once you've made the decision, you made the decision?
I won't go back. I'm not sure what the rules are around going back. I think you can, but when I made the call, I spoke to Sean Wayne, the coach, and he's a real proud Englishman, and I knew that before I made the call. I remember seeing him on just on the news or on something, and he kind of how he spoke. I knew that he wanted Englishmen in his side. Yeah. I know that technically I'm kind of Australian. I grew up here and everything. But I do feel like I've got a really strong English side because of my father. So I gave him a call, and he obviously did some background on me and spoke to some people who kind of backed me a bit in that way, saying they knew my father and whatnot. And I told him that I'm playing for England for the rest of my career at the start. And I've always been like that, mate. Once I choose, I'm pretty loyal.
But all your friends and family, like you said, you got friends and family back in England as well.
Yeah.
Fuck, best ever.
Yeah, it's so much fun, mate. I'll go back and stay with Wally and Vad I was there in Steve's house for the first 10 days, and mate, they're talking about the tour next year being in England now. It was meant to be in Australia, the Ashes.
Yeah, okay.
And their partners were filthy when they found out. Like, oh, he's coming back again.
Oh my God.
They take the husbands away and we just get on the piss pretty hard. So
Got
it's good
Rad
fun.
staying here for 10 days before the tour, man.
When they got wind of it again, they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, 4 years in a row.
Fuck, yeah. But what about the the Origin arena? Like that's obviously like we played against each other in Origin growing up, and obviously like it means a lot to play for New South Wales.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like you're gonna miss that at all, or is that just the price you got to play for England?
It's a price I got to pay, but to be honest, I've been looking at I wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't even be in the side. These last couple of years, looking at their side this year, like I don't think I would have been in that side. You got Cameron Murray there, you got Isaiah Yeo, you got all these freak players that I'm not like. People ask me, oh, wouldn't you want to play Origin? But it's a bit rude if I say, oh yeah, I would be. Like if I wasn't playing for England, I mightn't be doing that anyway. But mate, if I could have done that, honestly, that would have been hectic. But you can't do both. And like I said, I had that feeling in my gut where it just didn't go away for probably 2 months. Every time I thought of it, it just didn't go away. And I just thought, I'll just follow the gut feel.
Yeah, gotcha. Brother, I wanna know what it was like growing up in the East. Like you're an East boy. Would you grow up in like
Bronte, yeah.
Bronte boy. What's how was it like growing up? Like what was it like in the Radley household growing up?
Mate, it was good. Mate, it was so good. I think it's changed a little bit now. It's a bit different to when I was young, but I'm one of 4 boys. We're 2 years apart.
Say 4 boys.
4 boys, yeah.
Oh, right, man. Imagine that household growing up, bro.
Yeah, my mum's got PTSD. She struggles.
That poor girl, man. Yeah.
And then, mate, it was awesome. Honestly, I had the best upbringing. My dad was a builder. He was always at work, but mate, we were just down the beach playing footy at the park. Honestly, every chance we could was. We're kind of all rat bags, I would say, in a bit of a way, but I'm so happy with my upbringing. I was Union League in winter, nippers in summer, touch footy, just so much sport that my mum put us all in. So yeah, it was an awesome upbringing. Yeah.
Do you reckon playing a heap of different sports helped with footy? Because I remember even when I was coming through, because we did same thing, like nippers, clubbies, surf, and I was like, even going into grade, it's like, well, that's my recovery. Like I'll go for a wave or I'll go for like a swim. Do you reckon that helps? Oh,
for sure. I think the biggest thing, which I thought I got a leg up, was nippers, and I was doing all the carnivals. I was always doing the Ironmans, and I was fit as anything when I was growing up. I was so fit. I can still run. I'm at the top of the fitness, and I think that's all from the Ironman training I did. I used to train with Tommy Walker. I used to flog us all winter or summer. And like a lot of my mates would play footy and then in summer not really do much or play touch or kind of muse around. And I was training the house down. And so I feel like my ceiling of fitness is a lot higher than a lot of people, because when I was a kid, I was just running Ironmans, like I was getting flogged, and I loved it. So I think it helped me, massively, I guess.
But that's like, even now, and out of all the training, I still think that's probably the hardest training I've ever done.
Yeah, for sure.
Swimming squad, and Ironman training, like it's the pits. Like,
I love nippers. I didn't love swimming squads.
It was the worst. But like that's like I look at that, and that's that's gonna be the hardest bit of training.
Yeah, for sure. But that's all we did. We did mornings with Tommy Walker down Bronte or Coogee Beach, and he used to like Coogee because it was flat, so he could really flog us,
Yeah.
But that was crack of dawn of a morning. We're running up and down Coogee doing Ironmans, but so grateful for it now, because I think forget who I was speaking to. I think it was Mike Rennie, a lad who used to work with the Roosters, and he said, as a kid, you make your ceiling of your fitness, and so if you don't have it as a child, you can't ever get to the ceiling that you want to as an adult. Say you start at 18, you're never going to get to that ceiling.
Really?
Your ceiling's made as a kid. That's what he told me. So his poor son's going to get flogged with it. But I actually believe in it, because I trained so hard, and I was always cross-country runner, nippers, and then I can, like I said, I'll be on the beers for the next 2 months, and I'll come back pretty fit,
Mate, I was on the phone with Connor Watson last night, and I just was like, oh yeah, Rads is coming on tomorrow, and just like, man, talk to him. He's on the piss in the off season, and then he'll come back and win all the fitness tests like when he comes back day one.
Oh well, last year was probably the 1 year that I haven't done it, was when I turned up to army camp first day, and that was. But Robbo told us he said, because we didn't have to be back till January. He said, come come in. We do some charity stuff and do some like team stuff. I said, oh yeah, for sure. I'm in Sydney anyway. Yeah. Mate, it was a full-on 2-day army camp on no sleep. And I remember and I was so depleted at the back with Napa. He was actually in front of me. I shouldn't say that. And then when it was all done, I remember we had a Christmas party and I looked at Robbo and he started laughing. I was like, oh.
Did he know that that's what you boys were rolling
He reckons
into?
he didn't. He reckons he didn't know it was going to be that difficult because it kind of passed us over to the barracks there at Randwick. And they said they didn't, but he knew it was going to be tough, but I didn't think they thought the thing was going to be that tough. Like, it was tough.
Connor was just like, I've never seen Rads like so.
Yeah, they all rattled. They all reckon I was crying, but I don't think I was crying.
Why was it so hard? What were you doing?
Just that typical army stuff. Like, you got to pole, you got to run around, overhead, do 10 squats, run 10 meters, do 10 squats. It just went on for ages, and we slept on the field, so not much sleep. And I just didn't prepare for it mentally or physically. Like I was last year, I was just on the beers so much into it. And then like I went hard at the start and then I just broke down. We're doing these things where you, like, every time he blows a whistle, get down an army crawl. And when he blows a whistle, get up. Yeah. I just couldn't get up. Like by the time I got up, that blow the whistle, I'd go down again. Yeah. And I was just at the back of the pack and I almost quit. I'm happy I didn't quit because I got it done. Yeah, yeah. And like I remember the last thing we did was like 80 kilo stretches running around Centennial Park and then we finished on the stadium. Yeah. And once that was done, I was stoked that I got it done because it's like same thing, that feeling of doing something hard. But yeah, it was just because I was on the piss so hard, it didn't help, and I didn't mentally prepare. If I mentally prepared, I would have been better, mate. I'm telling you. Yeah. But I waltzed in happy as Larry. Oh, we'll do some charity stuff, and then
spewing boys got an army camp. I'll just come help out. Oh. Mate, I reckon that's the one thing that gets me is the lack of sleep. Like I'm happy to get through the training, that's fine, but the lack of sleep gets me. Like
we're on Allianz all sleeping across the side, and you know what it's like? Everyone's giggling for fucking hours. Yeah. And then we finally get to sleep. It's like 4 a.m. Bush gust, sprinklers go off. Oh no! I swear to God, it was that funny.
Do you reckon they did it on purpose?
Nah, they didn't. They definitely didn't. Because then like the sprinklers went off and like spraying some of us, and then like some of us woke up, and some people weren't getting it, and then everyone's turning the sprinklers on everyone. It's just funny. So we were having a mad laugh, like, oh, this is hilarious. Because that was before it started. We did the charity stuff and then stayed on the field. And then I was just on from then. We all regret laughing. But then,
man, that's so good. I remember we did an army camp at Bronx, like when we first started. I think it was like maybe 18 or 19. And we had Jimmy Roberts in there, and he was like, he got to the same point. It was about to break. I think he ended up spraying like the army barracks. And that's like the last thing you do, yeah. And so we had to do all these punishments and penalties. And they were like, if Jimmy apologizes to the army guy, then we'll all give you like a small like Snickers. And this is like day 2. We haven't slept. We haven't really eaten. I'm like, Jimmy, like, just go say sorry. Dry Arrow was like, Jimmy, fucking let me like go say sorry. And he did, like, to his best. So we got a little Kit Kat. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you have to, mate.
But those things are so fun. Like that's, like, as hard as it is in that time, like the best part is afterwards when you're having a couple of beers and everyone's like, remember when Raz was crying?
Mate, I'm telling you, it's so funny to look back on. I always say this because it's even on piss up weekend with the boys, and I always think, why do I always want to go away on a big piss up weekend? Because I always know I'm hurting that much. Yeah. The more you're hurting, the more fondly you look back on it. Is it men? I'm telling you.
I don't know.
The more you hurt, the more fondly you laugh and look back on it. I'm telling you, it's stupid.
But it's ridiculous. But it's like, yeah, it's with the piss up, but it's also with like the training.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's also with like playing hard games. Like you look back with fond memories.
Like everyone's talking about army camp all year, laughing about it. Yes. You know what I mean? So good.
I don't know what it is about that. But even like, how did you go when you first came to grade? Because you were like, you would have been pretty young. Like you did all the rep juniors growing up. When did you first sign?
I was always with Roosters from like 15. So like because Adrian Lamb was our coach for Cavalli Crocs. He got me, I signed like a 3-year, it was like it's nothing. It's just to sign with the academy. And then, so I just always signed that. And then I was in under 20s. 2016, I played SG ball, and then I played like probably 5 or 6 games before the finals. Then ended up starting in the finals, so I worked my way into the side, and we won that year with the Twins and stuff. That was a good year. Yeah. And then 2017, I was just in under 20s, just training with 20s, playing with 20s, and then we had a camp at Central Coast, and Jake Friend broke his hand in that camp. It was just like a bye week, and so I got invited to go to the camp because you need to play a pose and stuff, and then Jake Friend broke his hand, And then Robbo just picked me to play 9, yeah.
Gotcha.
It was good.
So your debut was 9?
Yeah. Played the first 3 games at hooker. And then Jake Friend came back, and then I was in playing until 2019.
Gotcha.
2018 then, sorry.
How did you go going into like the NRL squad? Like, because I remember when I first went in at like 17, 18, I was shitting myself. Like, because it was, and I don't know, I'm keen to get your thoughts on it, but like when I came, it was like a heap of the boys that I looked up to, like, and they were like Queensland's like Thaiday, Moosey, like Corey Parker. And so I was like, I didn't reckon I said a word for the first like 6 months.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was definitely nervous. I think we had such a good crew that I wasn't nervous for long, you know. Like, it's not like, I know we had like Jared, Boyd, all these players, but they're so nice and so like inviting that I don't remember feeling nervous for long. I remember feeling nervous, but not for long. And I was always a good trainer, like I said. But you know what it's like? I came back on whatever date it was, November 1. Like, the older boys didn't really come back till another bit longer. And I was, like I said, I was a good trainer, so I would be like going hard in the fitness, and I would just train hard as fuck, and I could just go all day. So I was confident in my ability training, and then I don't remember being nervous for too long. We had such good people in that team that I never felt like scared to go up to him.
Who were the boys that you sort of like clung to, or who was helping you out? Who were the older boys?
I got around Teddy pretty quickly because he wanted to move in from Hunters Hill, so we rented a unit together in Coogee from just in the start of the season. So then once that happened, I feel like we got really close, and then he was obviously the big dog in the whole comp that year. He's the best player, you know, he's a freak. So I was living with him, so it made it so easy to fit in, I guess, because I was hanging around with he was like, I don't know, David Beckham that time around, could you say?
Gotcha. Yeah,
it was good.
What about now? Because there's a conversation where a heap of the boys are leaving, right? And so you've gone from being a younger person or like one of the younger players in the squad to, I imagine, probably like someone who's in a bit more of a leadership position. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm pumped for this year. Yeah. I felt like the last couple of years, I have been thinking like, you're moving more into the leadership part, but like I'm still like, I'll probably get away with not being a leader, or some days I'm a leader or whatever. But now it's pretty black and white that I need to be a leader. So I'm excited for this year. Like with everyone leaving, I honestly feel like there's a weight off my shoulders going into it. Like, let's just go hard and train hard. We're not going to win any other way than being hard and being gritty this year. Like, no one's going to freak. We can't just sit there and go, we got these players, we'll score some tries, you know? I feel like the only way we can do it this year and win the comp is via sheer hard work and defence. And I felt like that was our review meeting. So, yeah, I'm excited to get back. I've only been 4 days into my off season, I'm pretty. I spoke to Hayden Knowles on the phone over in England. I'm pretty clear on how I want to come back into January.
Is Knowles your SNC?
Nah, he does our transitions.
Gotcha.
Transitions, but he's good. He's I love Knowles. He's my guy.
Knowlesy was at Titans when I was there.
Was he SNC?
One of the great men.
Yeah.
Got so much love and respect for Knowlesy.
Yeah, mate, he's so smart. Like our transition stuff, he's really smart. And I was just picking his brain on the phone over in England. He's obviously been with some good clubs, Penrith being one of them.
Hayden Knowles, yeah.
So he's been around. He's been at Gold Coast, been to Penrith. He's been to Newcastle. Us. So yeah, he's my guy I go to if I want to ask questions and stuff. I feel like he's really smart, but I feel like having the conversation with him, I know how I want to come in, and I feel like I know what I need to improve at, especially as a leader. Yeah.
What are the conversations? What do they look like?
I think the biggest thing for me is fitness. I think our team, I feel like we'll fit this year and we're strong, but I feel like, that's what, if we're going to go against the big teams, like Penrith just going to strangle you.
Yeah.
And it's who breaks first. And for the last few years, I feel like we obviously have, every team has. So, just some stuff on that really.
But I feel like you've always had that little grit, like even just like working hard and just like kind of having that dog. Like I feel like you've always had that, bro. Yeah,
I just feel like maybe this year, I feel like I was good this year, but I feel like I just need to, like I said in the leadership role, I need to push that across the whole team a bit more maybe.
Yeah, gotcha. So you
So
feel
it's hard to explain. I don't want to go too deep into it.
that mate, that's fine. But it's also, mate, it must be cool, like having, like being in that role, having the conversations with Nosey. I'm sure you're having conversations with Robbo coming in. So that's an exciting piece.
Yeah, I'm like I said, how I feel like now I am definitely a leader. It makes me a little bit more confident to go speak to Nosey and go say stuff in the team and be a bit more assertive, you know.
Where do you reckon the hard work comes from, or like your work ethic? Is it like?
Oh, my dad for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah. Well, my mum always flogged us. Like anytime we got in strife at school, like I said, we were at swimming squads for 4 mornings a week.
Yeah.
But no, my dad's that's his big thing. His whole life is just turn up for work.
Well, you said, like, you even said before that, like, he was just working the whole time. Like, he was on the job site, he was on the tools.
Yeah. I don't remember him having a day off.
Gotcha.
And, like, he's just a hard worker. So he'd work 6 days a week as a builder.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy. Like everyone says, oh, Eastern Suburbs is a bit of a yuppie area. Mate, it's not easy. Imagine trying to own a house and live there.
Huge.
Like my dad had 4 boys. My mum was looking after us, obviously. It's a torture job.
Yeah.
And like he's got to bring us up, and he brought us up in Bondi. Like that's the furthest from like giving anything you can get. You know, he worked like a dog to make sure we grew up there. So that was the biggest thing. His hard work. No matter, it's his whole thing. Like if you're hungover, you turn up for work. That's
100%.
it.
If you're gonna misbehave, then you gotta fucking you gotta rip in. Yeah. And I subscribe to that, bro. Like even the sense of like crew, like if you can't see it, it's probably not gonna happen. But if you can see someone who's like ripping in, grinding in like whatever capacity, you're probably going to do that as well. I forgot who it was. It was like some NBA player. Like he brings his kids to training with him because otherwise, like his kids aren't going to see him like how hard he's going to train. It's like some NBA, I think Paul Carter. I don't know. Yeah. But he was just like, he's like, I love that piece because he's like, when I go home, like they can actually, if they're not there, then they can't see the actual work. And it's also probably a good like babysitting thing for them as well. You know what I mean? But he said that works.
I think it might have been Lodgy reckons he's been doing that, getting his son to come and sit there during the wrestle session. You see Lodgy going mad, just to teach him some good lessons. But yeah, that was my dad growing up, turn up for work. That's his whole thing. So
did he work on your place?
He built my house. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I was talking to the twins and they said to bring up, I heard he got kicked off the job site one time.
Oh, all the time.
He said, I don't know. He's like, ask Rads that time when he
at my house recently.
It's something at your house. You said you got kicked off the job site for I don't know if you were piping up or you came back. You were trying to tell everyone like what to do.
No, Nigel always, mate. I worked for 4 years with him. I got kicked off all the time. Throw fucking bricks at me. Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah, it's always a good laugh, but I just spray him.
Gotcha.
And he's got a dodgy knee, so he's not that quick, so he can't get me.
Mate, that's but it's cool piece, but especially like you now, like you've got little Vinny rolling around. He was rolling around, and to be honest, mate, best kid ever. What are the traits that you want to pass down to him?
Yeah, similar ones. Just I feel like just hard work is the biggest one. When you mentioned the other day, it's obviously mental health type podcast as well. And I was trying to think of how I keep myself sane. But I think it's just that in my head, I know no matter what, I'm going to turn up to work and work hard. And I've accepted that, and I enjoy that. So I feel like I never worry too much because I feel like no matter what, I've always can fall back on my hard work. Even if, say, touch wood, it's not going to happen. But if I got sacked from footy or footy ended, I have no stress over any of that stuff because I feel like my work ethic, I'll be fine in life regardless. I feel like that's why I live my life pretty free. I don't really think about too much. I just be myself and cruise because I feel like I can always fall back on my work ethic, which I think my father gave me. So I guess something like that, pass that on to him. Because it's a good way to live your life. Like I said, I'm not ever worried. You know, I feel like no matter what, I'm going to be okay because I know I can work hard.
That was probably the biggest thing that I like wanted to talk to you about, or even just like looking at like everything that you're doing. It's just like you have fun doing it as well. Like whether like it's footy and like mate, footy's tough. Like the boy cooks your body, man. Like it's a tough thing. And I know for a fact that you're like, I'll do this regardless. Like, I'll do this forever, but just because you love it. And you've got that trait of, like, just working hard, yeah?
Yeah, I do love it. And I do love, like I said, that feeling in the sheds. that feeling after training is another one that I don't necessarily love training and flogging myself, but the feeling after, it's the one, isn't it?
Best ever.
That's when you like, if you finish and you have a swim or something, it's undefeated.
Yeah.
That's what I love. But yeah, I feel like I'm just chill and I just love having fun doing whatever I'm doing, and I'm not too fussed about what happens because I feel like no matter what, I'll be okay.
That's it's an interesting piece because there's I know there's so many guys who are playing who are like nervous for that next chapter, or like nervous not getting a contract, or nervous like retiring, right? But it seems like from this, it's just like, no, like whatever I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna rip in.
Yeah. I've been pretty lucky that I've got brought up to the Roosters and I've had my big deal, and then like I said, I'm loyal. The Roosters have got me, and I think everyone can see that till they don't want me. So I've been really lucky that they've wanted me, and I'm there till I'm 29 years old now, and then I'm never fussed now. I actually love working as a carpenter.
Yeah.
So no matter what, I'm chill. I'll get on with life.
Do you reckon that'll be life after footy? Like getting back on the tools?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. In COVID, I did probably 3 months of it. Remember when the footy stopped?
Yeah.
And I feel like that confirmed for me again that I will do this. I love working on a building site. It's which I'm with good people while I'm working. Maybe that's why I love it. I'm with my dad, BT.
You and BT at the Chloe Hotel afterwards. Yeah.
So I'm working with good people. Maybe that's why I love it. But I do love carpentry. But I think the people you're with make a big difference. So,
do you ever get nervous about like your body post footy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. My shoulder, like I was saying, the shoulder, I haven't been able to swim this year, and I was talking to Adzi, and I always say I make sure I need to be able to be a carpenter when I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this year I was struggling to even get my hand above my head. And I was like, mate, is this when I'm finished, can I get like little ops in that to make sure this is all good? And he goes, yeah, we'll make sure it's all good. So I need to be able to do this.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. As long as I can work. My dad's body's ruined from just being a builder, so it's never going to be perfect. But as long as I can, go into carpentry.
Because I look at the way, like, because we both played, like, you're obviously like still playing. You did a couple of years after me, but I think like we had a kind of similar style where like we weren't the biggest bodies, but like throw.
I think you went a bit harder than me. I think.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I finished up a bit earlier, bro. But like it got to the point where like obviously I had a heap of head knocks and got like recommended to medically retire, but I agreed with him, bro. Like I agreed with the sense where it's like, oh, I want to be good like mentally, but also physically when I'm like older. But then I look at you where you're like, nah, like whatever happens, like I'm gonna still be ripping in.
I've had my fair share of head knocks. I try not to think or worry about it. I think whatever happens. It's just gonna unfold itself. I felt like anytime I was thinking about head knocks, I would get sparked, mate. I'm telling you. Yeah. So I had a conversation with, it's funny, Napa. He's actually the one who straightened me out, really.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah, it was last year, and I got suspended for 3 weeks for headbutting blocker. It wasn't really a headbutt, it was just like that.
Yeah.
And then, and I was just trying so hard not to get suspended, to worry about being on the field for head knocks. So I remember I was getting suspended, I was getting head knocks or just sparked. And I remember being like, Robbo's like, well, you're either getting sparked or you're getting suspended, like what's going off? And I was thinking so much about not doing those things that it was just happening. And then I had that conversation with Napa, and Napa just like, mate, risk it all. That was his thing. And then that was my motto for the rest of the year. And I felt like it helped so much, honestly.
Really?
Because I was seeing people talking about controlling myself, and I've talking to another bloke about this, working hard on my football stuff. And it was just so much. And then I just got rid of it all, and just Napa was like, risk it all. And don't think, just do. That's off Top Gun. Or just, me and I were just having a laugh with it. And I just said, yeah, fuck it, that's what I'm doing. And honestly, I felt like I've been so much better since.
Mate, that is so interesting because you look at the you look at the boys who like not worry about, but they like dial into every single little detail. But then you also got the other players who are just like so willy-nilly, like cruisy, and they're usually like some of the best players. Man. You know what I mean?
It's whatever works for you. And I think overthinking and like trying to be someone or not doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And just letting it go works. So I found for me, I was still getting strife, don't get me wrong, but that was a big changing point, and it come from the great man Dylan Harper. Honestly, it was one of the great conversations I've probably had in my footy career.
Is it annoying, or does it get to you like obviously because like you play like an aggressive style of footy, like do you feel like the refs are ever targeting you, or does it get annoying like in that sense?
No, I don't think so. No, I felt like I was getting in strife on my own bat for a while there. Like I was, like I said, just launching at blokes unnecessarily. You can't really do that this day and age. When I was younger, I was just, and I didn't. It didn't really matter if I got like suspended when I was a bit younger, but now like I said, I'm a bit older. It's probably coming up a bit more where I probably can't get suspended and stuff. So I've had to straighten that out. But no, I don't think I was targeted. I just think I got it wrong more than most. And then sometimes I felt like they probably weren't 10 in the bins where I got some, but that wasn't. I wouldn't say I'm targeted. I did well this year until I forget who. A journo come up to me. I'm telling you, it was like the week before the finals.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks before the final, he goes, "Oh, you've only had one charge this year, a $1,200 fine."
Yeah.
I got like 3 fines in the last 3 weeks.
Mate,
It cost me like $8,000. I said, "Fucking jinx me."
Don't put that out in the universe.
I know. It should have been my last pay. I lost that much fine money. I was that filthy.
Yeah, gotcha.
Anyway, someone jinxed me.
But then it's also like you can't get away with anything in the NRL because everything's videoed. Like,
Yeah, you can't.
Like when we're coming through younger grades, even 20s, like you get away with
Used
so
to eye
much.
gouge.
That was
Get
it. Mate, that's road, man. We weren't doing that.
No, I
Man.
didn't
We
do
weren't
that
doing that.
Let's go Kurt's big ball when he's to verse him.
Yeah, yeah.
Against Para.
But mate, that's probably another thing that I look at you is like you've got such a great group of mates. Like the Pigs boys, like
Yeah, I've been lucky. So
mate,
lucky,
you're like how does that play into it? Because I always think like how do you go or how do blokes go like with like a life away from footy? Because obviously footy's such a big part of your life. But I look at you and like the crew that you knock around with, man, best ever. Twins,
such a
BT,
good crew.
KTL, like it's awesome, bro.
All like play footy, you know, we're all in that footy, but we all work on building sites. We all love the same stuff. When I was 16 years old and the Twins came down for SG ball and then we went to training, the first training session, and they were waiting at the bus stop to go home. And then my dad had the van drop me to training, and I asked him like, "Oh, we're in Bondi." I said, "Oh, come with this." And then from then on, we've been best mates because my dad had this old shitty van I was meant to learn to drive in.
Yeah.
And they had their P's, so that was it. I said, "Oh, can you boys drive manual?" I said, "Yeah," and that was it. We're in that van, and we've been best mates since. It's pretty funny how the world works. 2 kids from Bundaberg, and then, like I said, that crew we had in 2016, we just got super close and such a good crew of boys, and then been best mates since. It's yeah, I love that small crew of mates we got. Like it's such good people, and yeah, I'm lucky with those friends because very very similar minded. It's good fun.
But it's like that's what I mean. Do you reckon it's just because you guys resonate? Like everyone, like boys love surfing, boys love footy, but like having just being around each other. You know what I mean? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just a good laugh, mate. Everything's a good laugh. Like we take the piss out of each other probably more than most.
Yeah.
My missus doesn't quite understand it.
Yeah.
So, "Oh, you mean you don't be mean to BT?" But he's a laugh.
Don't be mean to BT, mate. He's giving it out just as much.
I know, but no, yeah, I think just because we all love the same stuff. Like we love doing the same things. We love to go surfing, go fishing, and it's pretty rare to find people like that, I guess, especially growing up in the eastern suburbs. So, yeah. Love footy and love all the same stuff, so it's been good.
But I look at that from like a mental health lens, and I'm keen to get your thoughts on it because obviously, like, man, you're like one of the toughest like blokes in the NRL. So even just coming on to like a mental health and sport podcast, like, just shows that you're willing to have conversations. And I look at the dynamic with you and the boys, or even like my dynamic with the boys. It's just like it might not be like I'm talking to them about like I'll talk to the boys about like what's going on. But I kind of use that as a sense of like just getting away from what's happening and having a laugh. Like how do you look at it from like a mental health lens? And it doesn't have to be the deepest.
Yeah,
thing.
I feel like anytime I'm with those boys, it's just laughter, and I feel like laughter. It's honestly, you know, they say it's like the best medicine. Like it can take you away from whatever's going on in your life. Just being around people that you are so comfortable with that we don't. I don't think we talk much about any deep stuff, but we're so comfortable with each other that, being around people where you can be genuinely yourself, 24/7, that's and just laugh. It's a good way to live your life. I think, they're good people to be around because you're never worried about, oh, am I saying something wrong? Am I coming across or anything like that? It's just you're just genuinely yourself, and no matter what, you know that they've got your back, even if we're giving each other stick or something's going on. Yeah, it's refreshing. That's probably why I love being around them more than anyone, because no matter what, you don't have to hide a thing from them, you know.
But I love that, and like the thing about like always having you back, like you're never gonna have to second guess that, man. Like
yeah,
I remember,
I've got some stories I shouldn't tell you about where the twins have had my back, especially Jesse. He don't think twice. He don't worry about whose fault it is. He's throwing hands.
Right, they two of the, I remember we were at Byron maybe like a year ago. I think Benny got kicked out of the Byron hotel.
Marsky.
Benny Marsky. Yeah. So he got kicked out, and then one of the bouncers saw Jess and like, hey, I just saw you. He's like, get out of here. Yeah. And he's just like, what? Wait, what do you mean? I haven't done anything. But that's like there's like classic twins. But the thing about like them having your back, like always. Like I remember there was one time I think we were like. Maybe it was like a bit over a year ago. I was going through like a really like shitty tough spot, and I know I had to get out of my apartment like that day, like just split out with the missus where I was. It wasn't that great. And I called him like morning of, and I was like, man, this is what's happened. I need to get out of the house, and they're like, mate, we'll have the utes there that arvo.
Yeah.
I'm still at work. My old boy drove down, so they had the whole house packed up by the time I got home from work. And after that, I was like. These are my dogs, man. Like,
mate, I'm telling you, they would do that in a heartbeat.
They didn't even second guess it.
Yeah. That's what they're like. They would drive 4 hours to go give you a hand if you need it. Yeah. They don't care. Like it's such a you could ring them for anything and they'll be there in a heartbeat, mate. It's so good.
I think that's a special piece, and like I look at it probably like because a lot of these conversations are like I'm sure the people listening is like, well, like how do I find mates like that? Because it's like. I know that we're fortunate, bro.
Yeah, like, for sure.
But I know we're fortunate. But I also think it was like if you're like out there and you're thinking, well, fuck, like how do I get like good quality mates? I think, well, if they align with what you want to do and the kind of person you are, then I think that'll just relate, right?
Yeah, for sure. Mate, it's exactly right because I feel like in your situation, because you, as soon as you rang, they said, boom, we'll be there in a heartbeat, you know?
Yeah.
If they, if maybe you weren't such a good person, maybe they'll be thinking twice, but
yeah, I don't know
about
that.
Yeah. Nah, but they're, like you said, mate, I could have think of times where like anything could go down, and I know if I rang Jesse, if he was in Sydney right now and I said, mate, I need you to do this, he'd go, I'm driving, I'll be there in 8 hours.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean? They're the type of people they are. It's so good. Same as BT, mate. BT is honestly the ultimate with that. Like he worked in my house, no matter what, because he's used a carpenter. I say, BT, I need a hand. I need to put this up at my rental or whatever. He goes, I'll be there to salvo anything. I'm telling you, anything. Even when I'm in England, if Taylor needs something, she call BT. BT will be there in a heartbeat. You know, such a legend.
It's special, man. But even like when you're going through like tough time, like is there someone that you like Lena? Is it the boys? Is it like Taylor? Is there someone that like you'll go to talk to about these types of things?
Yeah, well, I guess it's Taylor first and foremost now. I think I'm living with we got the baby. If something's going on, it's normally around stress with football or stressful times. I don't think I've had to talk too deeply about stuff, but she'd be my first point of call now. I think, she's pretty chill. She's pretty good, so. She'd be first point of call, but her or BT. BT is probably my best mate that I lived with him for a few years there, and I could tell him anything, you know. So they're probably the two.
Geez, that'd be tough living with BT for a little bit,
mate. He's like a big ball.
Yeah, man.
He's the best way to live with, but
we were talking about before Bali BT. We called him Bali BT.
DJ Khaled, he was calling himself.
Oh my god! But he was up on the stage singing in front of like 200 people one
day. That's his party tune.
He does it all the time. But even more recently, is there anything that like you've been struggling with lately that you're like happy to talk to Tay and BT about? That you're willing to talk about? And obviously, there's no stress.
Yeah, no, I haven't had nothing too much. I remember, like the back end of the year for me, it always gets a little bit stressful. Not stressful, but just football. I was playing back row too. Probably didn't have the best game up here against Gold Coast. And I remember being pretty stressed after that. Like we're coming into finals, and I had a bit of we actually flogged Gold Coast, but I thought I had a bit of a shocker, and I didn't enjoy that game. So There was some stuff there coming into finals, and I feel like, I don't think I was stressed, but I feel like just getting home to Taylor and Vinny's makes a world of difference. Honestly, that's the best thing. The best thing about having a son, I think, is just coming home to him. He's so happy. So I think that just puts some stuff in perspective. But no, I'm like I said, I'm pretty chill, mate. I think my biggest thing is, I think every year we have to write stuff down, and my biggest thing is just have fun. Honestly, life's gonna be like this the whole time, and I don't want to be looking for something that I want to do. I just want to just enjoy it every day, even if at the moment I'm semi-homeless because I rented my house out, but I'm loving it so much. It's so good. I've just got a bag of clothes. I'll do whatever. So just have fun and just chill. I'm happy with not much. So
you said you write things down. Is that like goals for the year, or is it like what's that?
I think Robbo's big on writing stuff down. I forget what it was. I forget what the question was or whatever, but I remember some stuff around how I wanted to, how I wanted my year to be, and that was kind of the biggest one. Just laugh and have fun, because that's the whole point of living. I swear, when I'm laughing, like nothing matters. So just laugh. And I remember, like I said, that stuff with Risk It All with Napa.
Yeah.
Before that too, I was worried about being a bit more serious, being a leader. And then once I brushed that and just, mate, if I want to, I just don't think, just do. And it's the same. I've gotten strife for it a few times, to be honest, saying stupid stuff in a meeting, and Robbo's like, mate, we're not doing that here, But I didn't want to think about what I'm saying, because I just thought I back myself. I think I'm happy who I am as a person. And if I say something stupid every now and then, who cares? I just don't think, just do. And honestly, my life is been so good. Everyone kind of gives me shit because I always say, when people say think before you say it, I say I'm the fucking opposite. Just whatever you think, just let it go. Don't think before you say. And it's got me in strife a few times. I'm a bit backwards, but that's from that conversation with Napa. Honestly, I've been so happy, and I've had Vinny since then, and everything's just been, touch wood, pretty smooth, and I've just really loved this whole year. So I think, there's a bit of advice for you. Don't, people, at school, think before you talk. No, just as long as you know that you're a good person, don't do whatever you want, and don't think before you do stuff. Just be yourself and let it go.
I love that, man. But that'll also attract other people, other good people. And I love what you said about just have fun. Man, that I think we get so caught up, especially so caught up in having to make cash, or having to get your study done, or do all tick all the boxes. But man, what you said just then, just settle in and enjoy it. Yeah, man, I think I subscribe to that.
I'm lucky because when I'm a carpenter, I'm with BT and my dad. I'm with such good people, and then it's like a footy, you're with your best mates all day, so it's so easy to get it done. So I am a bit understanding that some people actually have jobs where they can't just talk shit all day. But I'm lucky I can, so I just love it.
But then also create the life that you want to live.
Yeah, exactly.
You make your bed, you got to sleep in it, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So that's exactly why I'm saying I definitely want to be a carpenter when I'm done, or even stay around footy, because that's what I love, man. Just talking garbage, working together. It's the best with good people, man.
Man, I love that.
I could dig ditches all day with good people and love it.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's fucking the best.
Hopefully the shoulders are not too bad by then, man. You got a couple of years left in you, brother.
I'm not a good digger, actually. My dad gets into me for that.
Mate, you're here for the next couple months. What's plans for the next little bit in the off season?
Well, I'm going away to Fiji with Vinny and Taylor. Lindsay's coming too. Collins, yeah, he's Kayla and Georgia as well. He's the little daughter. One of the great men. Yeah, he's a legend. I think he might have said Satilli might be over there too at the same time. It's just worked out in the same hotel. Yeah. So I'll go over there. I was playing golf with Tommy Witts the other day, and he talked me into going for a surf at Cloudbreak. He reckons Cloudbreak's just off there. Mate. So I might try and have a wave there, see how the shoulders pull up. And if it's not too hectic, I'll go for a wave. If it's anything bigger than 4 foot, I'm not getting out.
I was going to say a couple of 3-4 foot, that'd be beautiful. But if it's
I'm not going out any bigger than 4 foot. No way. No. I'll die. But I might try and have a wave there, and then just come back and cruise, mate. Like I said, I'm staying at the in-laws. such a nice little place there in Benora.
Yeah.
It's got a little granny flat for us. So
Gotcha.
that's me. All the boys come up for Christmas. I'm playing in that golf day. What was it called again?
Out of body.
Out of body.
Out of body with Sheldon and Corbin. Shout out.
Yeah.
Two of the great men.
Yeah. So Jesse's just messaged the other day. Said we'll put us up in this golf day. I think December 6th.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good weekend.
Yeah.
I think they're getting the Airbnb in Kira. I'm going to tell Taylor that I'm going to stay in the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Even though she only lives around the,
I love you,
around the corner.
I love you, but I'll see you in a couple of days.
Yeah. So we got that on, and then the twins are coming up. Like you said, we're staying at that farm stay.
Yeah.
There's probably 6 of us, Cardos, a few kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Mate, we did the boys did that last year, and it was the best. I think I was telling you before, like best ever. We'd go like surf in the morning early. Girls would like go get their coffees or the hot girl walks done. Yeah. Come back, have brekkie together, and then just be at the beach all day. It was like it was like the most wholesome way of living. And because all the boys are coming, like they're gonna come up to the Goldie at some stage. I think you were even talking about potentially.
Mate,
down
I'd
the
love
track.
to. Yeah, for sure. Such a fucking good way of life.
Mate,
So it's how I want to bring my son into, because I feel like I had that in Bronte.
Yes.
I just don't feel like I can afford to palm that on for a house in Bronte being costing $15 million. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. But mate, I look at that like, mate, imagine like you're up here, twins are up here, like Jackie Morris up. Like
BT said he's keen too.
BT, mate, we'll have like the best little crew, man.
Yeah.
All the Grums are surfing. Like that'd be the best way to grow up, bro.
It'd be good at the end of the year, that farm stay. That's a beautiful 100%. Farm, massive pool. I think there's a pizza oven and stuff.
You can do the whole thing.
Oh, have to,
bro.
Pizzas all day. Cans. 8 in the morning.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how we go.
Bro, Vic, mate, thanks so much for today, man. Before we wrap things up, is there anything like what's the biggest thing that you think we didn't talk about today that you'd like to touch on?
Oh, that's put me on the spot. Yeah, no, nothing too much. Maybe just my electrolyte drinks.
What do we got here, man?
Light up electrolyte drinks. These things have been saving me. I'm telling you, it's my hangover cure.
Gotcha.
I'm telling you,
What is it? Just electrolytes?
Yeah, it's electrolytes, vitamins in a can. There's not much. I think there's little to no carbs.
Mate, that works.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, go get on the beers. Have this. It's my hangover cure.
Is that
the best thing I've found?
Yeah.
That's probably the best I've had.
You'll be taking it when you come up to for the golf day in a couple of weeks, man.
Oh, for sure. I'll be bringing boxes of them for the lads.
Yeah, gotcha.
They're actually undefeated, man. Appreciate that. Light up. Have a look.
Right, awesome, man. Mate, thanks so much. Like,
I didn't mean to use that as a...
It's a full plug, bro.
I'm going to say something a bit deep to that.
Just say...
Take the opportunity.
Mate, you got to take it where you can.
Griffo will be happy with that.
No, bro, I do appreciate you coming on, mate. Even the fact of you coming on to a mental health and sport podcast, like I think it shows the type of person you are, but also like it encourages conversation. And I think like that's what we're trying to do here. Like I think, I don't know if for you, but for me, like everyone who I looked up to growing up, they're all athletes, right? So if they can be seen like talk about their own struggles or vulnerabilities, or even like what you said about like just having fun and being around good crew and good mates, like I think that responds, bro. And I feel like that's gonna be like, well, fuck, if Vic's doing that, like that's the stuff that I want to be doing, bro. So I'm very appreciative, man.
Much respect what you're doing here as well, mate. It's good.
Awesome.
Legend. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, bro.